Hello everyone and welcome back to the Osu Live Twitch channel and to the Osu Cast World Cup. Here we have a winner's bracket matchup between USA and the United Kingdom. I am your commentator, Hypnospira, and I am joined by Toph Daddy.
Hello! This is an interesting match. We're totally not biased, but this is going to be the number 1 seed versus the number 16 seed. So quite a large seed disparity there, but it's going to be interesting to see where these two teams go. I know the United States generally well-rounded at pretty much everything that they do. The United Kingdom also quite a well-rounded team with a slight upgrade to their Hard Rock team, but you know, being a well-rounded team, maybe in the range that they are, it'll, I think, feel pretty difficult to go up against the United States as an opponent.
Yeah, and that's not to take anything away from the United Kingdom. The United States is just like, they're the number 1 seed. There's a reason they are. It is such a strong team. But the United Kingdom, they are not going to go down easy in this one, I don't think. They are going to put up an absolute fight here, I believe.
Certainly not. We see Hard Rock 1 and Hidden 3 getting banned out by the two teams. That, I think, makes sense. The United States has a very strong hidden roster this year, and like I said, the United Kingdom had a quite good performance on Hard Rock in qualifiers, and immediately going out for Hard Rock 3, I would have almost expected Hard Rock 2 to be the first choice from the United Kingdom, but hey, maybe they're just saving that for later.
Yeah, that could very well be the case, but it is still Hard Rock, so at least the mod rack we kind of expected a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see what the lineups are going to be. Eliminate doesn't surprise me at all to see come out here. Has performed very well on Hard Rock in this tournament so far. Darned Urchin as well does not surprise me. And the United States lineup, I mean, you feel like they could bring out pretty much anyone, but the current lineup that we see in Sekre, Lexi, and Trent does make quite a bit of sense as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I expect Mad H to be the last player on the side of the UK. Yeah, they have been playing pretty much every Hard Rock pick so far for the United Kingdom as well, but like you said, anyone from the United States realistically could come in. I could see DeCreeper come in. I could even see Russell and Colin, even though that's not really their strong suit on the Hard Rock side. I could still see them putting up a very good score because of who they are.
Yeah, absolutely. United States is one of those teams that, I mean, their roster is so deep in every single mod, essentially, so they could really bring out pretty much anyone, but these are the lineups that they are going to go for. We see the Empty Start 5 come out, and we are just about to get into this first map, Hard Rock 3. Mind Disorder by Alcom.
Indeed, and I mentioned this in the match that we commentated before, but this is a little bit of a maybe not unorthodox Hard Rock pick. You still have the high AR, the AR-10 that you have to deal with, but the circle size is much lower than you would expect for a normal Hard Rock pick. So definitely looking for that reading challenge over the precision that's required. And Trent finding an early break. UK going to take a small lead off of that, but before the 200 combo, and I've seen so many people breaking on this intro section, but everyone else strong.
Yeah, these doubles at the start are very easy to slip up on. You really need to pay attention and focus on them, but beyond that miss from Trent, everyone is holding on strong up until the 200 combo. Trent not far behind.
Indeed, and now they are back in Darned Urchin, finding a break quickly after they hit 200 combo. That's going to be more impactful on the score for the UK than it was that Trent's miss was for the United States. So they are going to take a small lead out of that, but they're doing a good job of recovering. No other misses so far from anyone, and it's still just 12,000 points as we hit the second quarter of this map.
Yes, indeed, and this map is also quite dense with the combos. It doesn't take too long for Darned Urchin to get back to the 200 combo. And beyond that, we see 4 full combos total on the board right now.
Indeed, we're about to hit the break. Trent finds a break, trades the one back from Darned Urchin, and now the United Kingdom's going to have a little bit of a lead going into this chorus. This is where the density starts to pick up even further, though, and that's where I would expect a team like the UK to maybe find some faults, but they did pick this first, so I can't necessarily say I expect a miss. But there's Mad H with a miss in the break section there, and that's going to give the lead right back to the United States as Trent hits that 200 combo and is max score in the United States.
Yes, indeed, and that means Eliminate is the lone player from the UK, still in the full combo. Lexi and Sekre matching that, though, giving that advantage to the United States.
Indeed, and everyone looking so comfortable on this, but Darned Urchin finds a break, and that's going to extend the lead to the United States. And Mad H follows that up with a break themselves. 2 combos gone for the United Kingdom, and it's looking closer and closer to over as we hit the final, and the combo breaks from Eliminate, and that might just be the nail in the coffin for this first pick.
Yeah, that could very well be the dagger, as all the combos are lost on the side of the UK, where Sekre and Lexi holding on to the full combos, and Trent with a very respectable 670 combo.
Dan, that's just kind of what you have to expect when you're up against the United States. Two double S's coming from Sekre and Lexi. Not very good scores coming from the United Kingdom as well. Eliminate actually beating out Trent there, and Dark Urchin and Matt H not far behind. It was just not having the consistency there. In the United States, immediately going for the hardest hit pick in the pool.
Yes, indeed. A hit and one. Osmosis by Good Kid. And it does make a lot of sense for them to go into this. Like you said earlier, they have a very, very strong hidden roster, and they are ready to play this. They are ready to come at the United Kingdom with a pick like this. And yeah, we see the Creeper coming in for Sekre, and Wither Lotus coming in for Dark Urchin. Wither Lotus, no surprise to see on this, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely not. Not something that I'm confused with. Actually, something I am a little bit confused about if Eliminate staying in. I don't know them as much of a hidden player.
No, Eliminate is very much a player that climbed very, very quickly. Most people that know Eliminate probably from the Mania scene.
Yeah, I followed him in Catch. He improved extremely quickly. He just when I was talking to him, he wasn't great at hidden. So if he put in the time to improve that hidden skill, that's a really admirable thing to do.
Absolutely, not something that a lot of people decide to focus on when they improve that quickly, at least in my experience. So seeing him actually maybe put in that effort is very nice to see. And we didn't mention the Creeper coming in for this, but very, very confident hidden player. Most people view the Creeper as a speed and high AR player, but has shown skill in other areas as well. And Lexi and Trent, especially Lexi staying in on this, also makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, not a surprise to see this coming out from the United States. They have, like we've said, they have such a deep roster, they could put a few other players in too, but this is going to be the squad. Trent, Lexi, to Creeper versus Wither Lotus, Eliminate, and Matt H on Hidden One, and Eliminate finding an early drop on one of those hypers, but early enough that it's not going to matter. The Creeper trades it back, so that's going to actually favor the United Kingdom just a tiny bit.
Yes, indeed. Now, one player that I was curious to not see from the United Kingdom is Statskun, who is a very well-known hidden player. And as the Creeper's going to find another miss, actually. But Matt H is going to trade it.
Yeah, that is traded by Matt H. That's two misses on the side of UK versus just the one player on the US. So that's going to slightly favor the United States, despite the fact that Eliminate is recovering from the earlier drop there. But it's still not going to be a huge lead there. About 4,000 points of lead for the United States as Matt H and the Creeper are building up to the 200 combo. So it's going to stay around there, but Eliminate does find another drop, and that's going to make the lead a little bit more comfortable for the United States.
Yes, indeed, and another miss from Matt H as well is going to increase it even further, up to 30,000 now. And Lexi and Trent and Wither Lotus looking very comfortable on this.
Absolutely. We did see that miss from Trent coming up a little bit after Matt H, but there is still a little bit of favor towards the United States at the moment. But Lexi finds a drop, and that's the big one that needed to go away. Wither Lotus, the only full combo remaining in the lobby right now on this Hidden One pick, and that lead is shrinking very quickly now that all three players in the UK are above 200.
Yes, indeed, and that's exactly what the UK needs here. They need that one player to really hold on, and Wither Lotus is showing to be that player here, as Eliminate and Matt H have built considerable combos. As the Creeper misses again!
But that's traded by Wither Lotus and Matt H, but Trent does find a drop as well, so the UK still has a slight combo lead, despite dropping the full combo. It's going to stay extremely close here, with Eliminate holding onto a 400 combo right now.
Yeah, Matt H is going to miss on those cross screens there, and that's going to... Well, it started going towards the United States, but the Creeper's going to miss as well.
I can't believe how close this has been this whole time. For a first pick from the United States, I would have expected it to be this close.
No, this is very, very close.
But Eliminate with the big combo does find a drop, and that's going to extend the lead to about 16,000 now, and it's only increasing faster with the Creeper building up to that 200 and us getting closer and closer to the end. It's still within about 1.5 drops, and the UK can still take this back, but there's so few patterns, it's going to have to happen like right now.
Yeah, we are approaching the end very rapidly here, and that's going to be it. It's going to be a win for the United States on this point. But that was not as comfortable as you might have expected it to be.
I'm sure certainly not as comfortable as the United States expected that to be. Any first pick coming out of number 1 seed, I would normally expect to see like 100, 200,000 score difference in this kind of scenario. But the UK putting up some incredible scores. Lexi barely actually beating out Withered Lotus for that MVP in the lobby.
Yes, indeed, and we see Withered Lotus not wasting much time on this pick either, going into Mixed Mod 1.
And I think this makes sense. This makes perfect sense coming from the United Kingdom. They've got a very strong hidden player in Withered Lotus. They've got multiple very strong hard rock players. And no mod, they could pretty much put anyone in.
Yeah, this map on no mod should not be that much of a struggle for most of the players on the United Kingdom, as we see Statskun, Matt H, and Darn Urchin.
We might be seeing Statskun on hidden instead of Withered Lotus here.
Yeah, yes indeed, and I think it makes sense. Statskun, as I mentioned earlier, very considerable hidden player, and I imagine then that Matt H is probably on the Hard Rock, and then Darn Urchin on no mod.
That's what I'd expect. And then on the United States, Sekre is gonna obviously take Hard Rock, and then I think Lex. Actually, that's not necessarily a given. I can see Lexi taking Hard Rock here with Sekre on the no mod, but I would expect Lexi to be taking either hidden or no mod.
Yeah, I would agree, as we see. Actually, Matt H on the hidden and Darn Urchin on the Hard Rock, meaning Statskun is on no mod.
A bit of a surprise, but maybe with this map style, it makes sense for someone like Matt H to take the reins on the hidden. It's not too difficult or too different to read on hidden than it is on no mod, even with a little bit of a low AR with that AR9 coming in, but it's still something that these players should be relatively comfortable with, especially with how smooth the patterning is throughout this map.
Yeah, for sure. And on the side of the United States, we were correct in seeing Sekre on the Hard Rock, Trent on the no mod, and Lexi on his comfortable hidden.
No major errors coming out of the gate. Everyone's still holding out of the double S as we're approaching that 200 combo. We're just going to have to wait for something to happen. We do see a little bit of a droplet miss there from Darn Urchin, so it's going to give the United States a slight lead, but it's still not enough to really mean anything until we start seeing misses, if we do.
Yeah, and Statskun is a little bit of an hack drop there. That is making the difference right now, I think.
It certainly is, but we still see a triple double S on the side of the United States as we get to 400 combo. The only double S from that hidden on Matt H on the United Kingdom side. But Darn Urchin finds a break in that transition, and that's going to be costly because this break section gives a little bit of free combo and free score for the United States to build up a lead.
Yes, indeed. And I was going to mention that when it's a 6-way FC up at the 400 combo mark, then like, you, as a caster, at least for me, you get to the point where you don't really want to say anything because you just want to see what happens. You don't want to like risk cursing anyone. So
absolutely, but I've gotten over my fear of that a long time ago, as you can probably tell by all the cursing I've already done. But we're getting into a bit more of a dense section here. A little bit of break and a spinner. Gets to the chorus with the wiggles there. No one finding any issues. Darn Urchin did a great job of recovering that combo and is back at max combo for the scoring purposes, but it's still a 38,000 point lead, and it's less than 2 drops, but 2 drops that have not come up. But Sekre finds a drop on the Hard Rock, and that's going to squeeze that lead just a little bit.
Yes, Sekre's miss there is exactly what the United Kingdom is going to want to see, and they're going to have to hope for another miss, though, I believe. Although it is shrinking.
It's getting very close, but this is about the lead we saw before. It's about 5,000 point spin battle. I think the United States is going to take this.
Yeah, I think they are.
A very slight victory there for the United States yet again. This is an extremely close match so far. 3-0, doesn't mean anything. 1 miss each, both on Hard Rock there. What a crazy performance.
Yeah, and looking at the double S from Lexi there, 1 drop miss from Trent on the no mod, and then Matt H as well with the full combo. And Statskun, of course, can't forget that. But Lexi's double S on hidden, very, very impressive.
Absolutely, but we got DT coming out, DT3, trying to get out of, maybe just trying to mix it up. I mean, the United States has a very, very strong DT team, so this makes perfect sense. And I think if you're in the United States shoes, we just had a hidden pick extremely close, and then a mixed mod pick extremely close. So getting to the things that they think they're much better at the United Kingdom at is probably where their strategy needs to start moving if they want to feel more comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. But it has to be said though that United Kingdom, their performance on the Mixed Mod 1 was almost as good as it could be. It's just the team they're going up against.
Absolutely right. I mean, one miss is... I would take one miss in a catch tournament, in a 3v3 catch tournament, every day of the week. It doesn't matter what pool we're talking about. And just being up against a juggernaut like this, it's so hard to keep the morale high when stuff like that happens. We're playing so well, but it's just not enough.
Exactly, and here we see Wizard Lotus coming back in, and we see Colin replacing Trent.
I think that makes sense. Colin, the local DT player for the United States. A little surprised to see Decreeper not coming in for this pick, but Lexi, a strong DT player in their own right, so not too big of a surprise.
I agree. As we get into double time 3,
I don't know if that's a real miss for Matty H in the intro there. The score's reflecting that it is, but it looked a little strange.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
But it's not resetting, so it does look like that was a real miss, but it was very, very early on, so best place to miss is right at the beginning. Get the reverse choke nerves out of the way, and it affects your score as little as possible, especially with the comeback on that combo, already above 400 combo without Densis, but with the Lotus and Darn Urchin both finding drops there with none to trade for on the United States side.
Yeah, 3-way FC from the side of the United States, and 2 double S's to go along, as we see with Lotus and Darn Urchin missing again.
Yeah, the more misses that happen, the harder this is going to be to come back, especially with how short this is. But Mad Age, with the largest combo, does find a drop, and now it's 3 combos to 0 in favor of the United States. And I think this is about what the United States team was expecting more of when it came to, you know, how well they were able to perform here.
Yeah, I agree. They are definitely expecting great things from this match, putting up pretty dominating results. But Colin is going to find a purpose for the US. It's not going to make the difference on its own, but maybe right at the end we can see something.
Indeed, we did see that, like you said, just one miss, and all 3 UK players did manage to make the comeback on their combos, but we're coming up to the end, and the opportunities to miss are becoming fewer and further in between, and the United States going to have a very strong performance on that DT pick and take the 4th point in the match.
Yes, indeed, and yeah, we see the beyond the 2 miss from Colin there, 2 double S's from Sekre and Lexi. Very impressive showing.
The UK is going to have another pick here. I could see them going into mixed mod too, that one is a little less straightforward. I could also see them just going back into the Hard Rock pool and picking Hard Rock 2.
Yeah, Hard Rock 2 is a little bit of what I am leaning towards as well in my expectation here. They're going to have to find something, though, if they want to see...
But Hidden 2?
Yeah, Hidden 2 is very interesting.
I don't hate this pick. I mean, they were very, very close on that Hidden 1 pick, so it's not too surprising. And if they have a solid low AR Hidden squad ready for this pick, I'm all for it. We saw the United States struggling quite a bit with the first Hidden map. I cannot hate on this. I can't. Even if Hard Rock 2 is open, I don't hate this pick at all.
No, while it is a surprising pick, I am completely on board with you there. I don't hate this pick either. It's like you mentioned, they were very competitive on the Hidden 1, and they have a very competent roster for a map like this, so not at all a bad pick, I don't think.
Yeah, and stats keep coming in as we might expect for the Hidden pick, taking over Eliminate spot that we saw on Hidden 1. So, and I'm very excited to see how they do on this.
Yeah, it's going to be very exciting to see them battle it out on this, as we see the Creeper coming back in for the Hidden 2. And Trent as well, replacing Colin. Lexi staying in. Not a surprise there, I don't think.
This intro good start for all the players. Statskin not having the best time getting all the droplets, but not dropping combo, which on a map like this is definitely more important than getting good accuracy on those droplets.
Absolutely, especially and the creeper matching the accuracy there actually. So it was dead even, but Matt H is gonna be the first to break.
Yeah, 3 full combo still holding strong for the United States. And I do consider this early section to be a little bit harder than the ending, though it is a lot denser, so it's more prone to breaks at the end. So we could definitely still see some mistakes coming around, but every player is still looking very strong right now. Matt H doing a good job building back up to 200 combo there as we are approaching that second half. Traded miss there. Lexi finding that miss. And that's going to be maybe a tiny bit more impactful than Matt H's miss. Matt H's was like 7 combo before 200. So they could have about a 200, 300 point lead here. Especially with that double S from Withered Lotus so far. Very impressive score with droplet catching.
Yeah, for sure. But Matt H is going to find a miss there right at the end of that slider. That's going to swing it back into the United States' favor as Lexi gets back to the 200 combo.
Just trying to get through this break section. Despite this being a break section, these aren't the easiest patterns in the world, and Withered Lotus unfortunately going to actually find a break on one of these. The spacing just a little awkward to keep up with, and that's going to help the United States hold on to this lead. But we're getting into the Hyai here. This is where things start to build up a little bit more. Starts off not too bad, but gets really dense later on, and that's where I expect to see drops start to happen.
Yeah, for sure. This part is one where you really have to stay on your toes. And the players seem to be doing so far. Trent is going to find a miss.
That's going to help get the United Kingdom back in it, but one more miss is needed, I think, for them to do it. But Matt H is going to be the one to drop first. And that might just be it as we hit the last pattern. And the United States going to get that third break point and bring the match to match point on their own pick.
Yes, indeed, and it should be said that the score from the United Kingdom is still not bad by any means. The full combo from Statskun and the single miss from Withered Lotus.
Yeah,
against most teams, that would have been more than enough.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Statskun actually getting MVP in the lobby, so having a very strong performance. And like you said, having 3 players above 900k at all on a hidden 2 pick like this is enough to beat pretty much everyone.
Yeah, for sure, but again, against the United States, it is hard to beat, and they are going to go into normal 3.
This is a pick. This one's so tough. I've seen so many teams have insane issues getting through this properly. The rhythms are not the easiest to keep track of on the low AR here. It's just something, and then you got the sliders. We talked about it yesterday as in-your-face patterns, and it still holds up.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. The in-your-face patterns are very prominent in this map and have caused issues for even some of the best players in this tournament. So definitely going to be interesting to see how these 2 teams match up on this.
You see the teams. Actually, no, Sekre was in on hit too. So the Creeper comes in for Sekre there. And
no, the Creeper was in on him too as well.
I guess I wasn't paying enough attention. But it looks like, yeah, Darned Urchin is the only one who's swapped in for anyone here. Swapping in for Statskun there.
Yes, indeed. And I think that makes more, or at least it makes quite a bit of sense to bring Darned Urchin in here. Definitely a competent player and can get a really good score on this. But, you know, saying that anyone could get a good score on this, it's also very easy for everyone to get a not so good score on this because of the nature of the map. And there might be a little bit of a... Actually, I don't know why the score is at 800.
Decreeper had 800k on the client there for a second. Early miss there from Darned Urchin. These patterns are not easy to be consistent on. It's very sudden wiggling, and at a low AR like this, that's not easy to be consistent on.
Yeah, and that's why Lexi also found an early miss, but Withered Lotus as well going to miss with the UK. Going to give the US a bit of an advantage at the start here.
they are. Darnation hits the 200 combo. Decreeper actually finds quite a big drop there, dropping all the way below 99, but Darnation is going to trade one of those misses back. Help the United States keep holding on to the lead as they build back up.
Yeah, we are about to get into those slider sections here. See how people hold on here.
This is where those sliders start to come hit you real hard. I expect a few accuracy drops, if not misses, in this section just because of how awkward sliders can be in general. But no one finding any issues. Decreeper building up. Withered actually finding a miss in that section. Trent trading it back though. Matt H finding one as well though. So the United States holding on strong enough to keep this lead for the time being. And Darn Urchin finishing off the 3-man miss for the United Kingdom. And this is looking harder and harder to come back from though.
Yeah, we're up at the 6-digit score lead as Lex is gonna find a miss. I think it was on that one stack. The Darn Urchin is gonna match it.
Yeah, the UK continues to find misses. Matt H following that up as well as Trent and Decreeper both now above 200 combo. Where the Lotus doing what they can to help with that 300 combo, but we're hitting the final few patterns, and everyone can see the scores. They know that the United States is up by 150,000 points, and the United States knows they just need to hold on a little bit more, and they'll successfully complete the sweep.
Yes, indeed, as we get into this final slider section here. And now the players seem to be holding on pretty well here as Matt H reaches that 200 combo.
But as you say that, they do find a miss on that wiggle. Joining the commentator, Curse Crew, Darn Urchin finding another break as well. And this is looking like about curtains for this. United States going to have a very strong performance. It was looking a little shaky at first. The United Kingdom was playing extremely well throughout this entire match and definitely, I think, put the United States a little bit off guard with some of those really good scores. But the United States just strong enough to get that completed sweep there.
Yeah, absolutely, and this might be one of those, or actually this is one of those 6-0 sweeps where it really does not at all tell the story of how the match actually went, how close it was. This did not play like a 6-0 sweep.
It certainly didn't, and the UK should not feel bad about that performance. There's not many 16 seeds who could put up that good of a performance against the #1 seed in the tournament, and they are not even eliminated from the tournament. This was a winner's bracket match, so the United States will move on into the winner's bracket quarterfinals, and the United Kingdom will just be knocked into the loser's bracket quarterfinals, where I'm sorry for whoever has to face the United Kingdom in loser's bracket. I expect them to make quite a bit of noise down there.
Yeah, for sure. It would not surprise me if they start getting a little bit of a loser's bracket run here, considering their performances today. Very, very competent roster that you really don't want to go up against. But here we see the winning team, the United States with Sekre, Trent, Russell, Holland, the Creeper, and Lexi. Congratulations to them.
Indeed, and we do actually have a match going on in the Osu Live 2 channel, Spain versus Denmark, and Spain up 4-1 against Denmark right now. So we still got a couple more picks left to go, and that's looking like it's turning out to be a very exciting match. But as far as we're concerned, we're going to be taking a small break for the next 30 minutes until the next couple matches start. And on this channel, we'll be seeing Turkey versus the Netherlands, and that's going to be exciting.
It's going to be very, very exciting. So make sure you, while there is a match going, make sure you tune into the Denmark-Spain match, see how that one ends up, and you then have a choice coming back here for Turkey or Netherlands, or Argentina, Peru, which will continue on the B stream as well.
Absolutely. See you guys then.
See you later.